Woo! Call a doctor, baby. Here we go. Yeah. I love it, don't you? Woo! Go, go, go. I'm loving it. Makes you want to dance, doesn't it? Here we go, my darlings. We're going to cut this off because we're not dancing and we're saying goodbye to that. You know, that little song beforehand was called Feeding the Ducks, and that is a request for Canton and the Massachusetts State Police and the Canton Police. There you go. Bukeki, feed the ducks. How is everyone? How are you? I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that everybody is saying hello in the chat. I'm thrilled to have you here. I am so excited. As you know, I lost last week because of this horrific Hurricane Helene that wreaked havoc on so many areas: Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina. Oh my goodness. Some parts of Florida, all the way up the coast. It's just, my goodness. and our hearts go out to each and every one of them. And it is definitely a mess. And we are very sorry for all of that. And our prayers are with each and every one. How are you and what are you doing? I'm so thrilled to be here. First of all, I want to make a few little announcements. Our lovely Marie from True Oracle is in the chat and she is moderating. Not that I need a moderator because, well, all of you are so classy and wonderful and just superb. So if you'll do me a favor and go over there and say, hi, Marie, she's in the chat. And if you need anything and you can't get my attention, please contact her. So I've got a little bit of allergies. I may be drinking a little bit tonight, but we're going to have some fun. And first and foremost, thank you, each and every one of you for being here. And I just want to let you know, when we get to 7,000, we're at 6,000 already. When we get to 7,000, and we're almost there, we got a little bit to go yet, we are going to have a giveaway. And this is the giveaway. Yes, 2 Kipper decks. You know, these wonderful Kipper decks that I use in the readings. And then we're going to give away a reading, a 2-question reading with me. And for any of you who've had a reading like that, you know that that is really special. You get to ask me anything that you want. And in the meantime, if you would like to order a reading for yourself, come on over. I have left a link in the description. And at the same time, you can come on over to Patreon, where we're going to be talking about some real doozies and some real little ditties and some real things. I have to watch my eyes. You know why? I noticed today that when I get excited, my eyes get big. And you know who I don't want to look like on the stand? Jennifer McCabe. She is about to say goodbye. In fact, I have a little thing, and I hope you can hear this, but I have a little thing for her. Should we do it again? Yes, in honor of her. There we go. I hope y'all heard that. That's for her. Bye-bye, Jenny. Bye-bye. Take your little lies with you and take all of the little liars with you as well, because you ain't working. It ain't working out. I love it. We've had a week, haven't we? Well, we had a definite win with Turtleboy and Mark, his attorney, Mark Betterow. How many people follow him? I just think he is a huge, big class act and such a wonderful asset to the LawTube community and to all of us, because, hey, if it weren't for these wonderful LawTubers, I wouldn't know half of anything that is even happening or going on, and probably even a lot less. So he had a real kudo. He brought out some things, and it's so long that it is a Brady letter. And that went to someone in the DA's office at the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Canton. And that fellow is with Lolly. And now Lolly will be, this guy's in the hot seat to begin with. Let's just face it. He's just in the hot seat. That's the way it is. He uncovered, you're right. Let me show this right here. Lily Rose said, Turtleboy uncovered the entire thing, and he and Karen Reed will save our Commonwealth in the end from all of this corruption. I agree. There's some others behind the scenes as well, but I agree. And I have to just give you a little bit, if you have not gone over, I know most of you have already, but if you've not gone over to see Microdot's new video called Wild Animals, I'll tell you, some of that stuff brings tears to my eyes because I can't imagine people being so evil and just turning on each other. And that's exactly what this group did. It wasn't family, as you know, but they turned on John because he didn't do what they wanted him to do. And the same thing with Jennifer. I've got such a thing about, there's two people that I have such a thing about. Ready? One is Jennifer. The other one is Nicholas Garino. I said his name right there, didn't I? Nicholas Garino, that guy. And I heard that he was in some type of an accident. A drunk driver hit him. And I'm wondering, tarot crime lab investigators, is this just a little precursor? Is this just a little thing so he could go ahead and retire early and buzz off of the force, if you want to call it that, so he is not disgraced like Trooper Michael Proctor, who I do believe Trooper Michael Proctor was terminated. However, he is appealing. So technically he's not terminated yet, but he's out of here. He's out of here. And most of them are. It's just a matter that house of cards is crumbling. Definitely. Definitely. We got a lot to talk about. Carly Gregg, and I'm going to apologize to you right now. Carly Gregg, when I first saw that, I felt that there was a little bit of something that was off with the stepdad. And I wondered, I admit it. And I think many of you who saw that, I think you wondered too. And I feel that I misjudged that person, and I have to apologize and say that I'm wrong, because I think that there is a lot of stress in that family. But the person that I did not like in the last stream that I saw is that Carly Gregg's father has surfaced from the cosmic unknown. They couldn't find him to come and testify in her case. They couldn't find him anywhere. He would not answer any. But as soon as the TVs came on, he gave an interview. And it was, but he looked buzzed up. Can I say that? Yeah, I can say that. He looked high when he did that. And I'm going to tell you, I just feel there's more there to meet the eye as well. However, they are appealing for a new trial, and I hope she gets it. I hope in all fairness that she gets it. Why? It's not because I'm saying, oh yeah, well, oh, she just took out her mother and shot her in the face. I'm hoping that she gets the mental health that she deserves. As you know, we don't have it here in the United States. And I've known people who have needed it and just became dangerous. In fact, one of my friends a few years back had a daughter that, and I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you this story. So do me a favor, and maybe if Marie can find the link, I've got it in the description to Patreon. In fact, I have it here as well. Let me grab that. I'm going to start telling these stories that on Patreon, and you can come over, because believe me, if you like true crime and if you like some harrowing things, yeah, I've seen my share. So I'm going to start telling, and right now there's a free trial. So if you want to go over there, and I may do some, I'm going to start doing some lives on Patreon so we can interact and we can talk and we can do our thing over there. So if you want to come on over there, we'll do that. So Carly Gregg, she is now being held in another detention center. They're not putting her in general pop with the adults, which is female adults, because they really don't know what to do with her. She's 14 years old. One of the biggest things, and one moment, because I want to show this. My darling, Ms. Jules, Florida, I think that's what it is, from Florida. She's adorable. Look at her little picture. Carly has obviously been abused for years, to me. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I don't think that there was a solid background there. There were problems. And so I just want her to get help. I just want her to get help. That's all. I just think that at this point, something needs to be done. Now, one of the biggest things that her attorney, Bridget Todd, and don't worry if you're listening to this, my darling Marie, I got that link, and don't worry, I've got it in there for you, so no worries. So Bridget Todd, who to me looks like Priscilla Presley, just like attorney Melanie says, Melanie Little, beautiful person inside and out, has just been sticking to Carly like glue, has filed this appeal because Carly cannot have a fair trial. She is supposed to have a jury trial and a trial of her peers. Well, how can you have a trial of your peers with a bunch of 14, 15, 16-year-olds? It ain't happening, and it won't happen. So I'm praying that she does get it. When she does, they did have a GoFundMe, and GoFundMe made them take it down. They've got another one. You may want to go over to Melanie Little. I don't have that link, or I would put it in here for you. You may want to go over there and check that out if you would like to donate to that cause. She will be able, because Carly is a reader, she loves education, and she will be able to receive books, but it has to be delivered from Amazon. You can't deliver them directly, and they need to be paperback. I want to say that too. If you send a hardback book, she ain't going to get it. It's okay. A lot of books come in paperback. Okay, so now, and I am so glad that all of you are here, and I have another little important message, and that is this. May the force, I hope I did that right, be with you, became a member of the channel. Thank you so much. May the force, congratulations, and thank you for being here, and I just do appreciate it so much. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, you can see the link to the QR code up there in the corner as well. And wow, so we've got Turtleboy, we've got Carly, Gregg, Karen Reed. That poor lady, every time we bloody well turn around, there's something going on with that lady. Now, the latest, I think, is the Waterfall Bar, who has basically said, that's pretty much what it was. It was like, we didn't do nothing. We're denying that. Go fly a kite. They've got until August of 2027 to bring evidence. Right. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. And we have to celebrate now. Look at this. My darling, Miss Jules from Florida has become a member of the channel too. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. As they say in Germany, hurrah, hurrah, die Post ist da. Yay, yay. Thank you so much, my darling. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. And we have a question, and Auntie BB2 Zelda, not to change the subject, please do, because I'm all over the place. But have you heard any additional information on Ashley Benefield? I believe that they are going to be I was thinking that it was going to be in the last couple of days, but I think it might be this coming Friday that the judge is going to be. No, I think it was this past week. He was going to interview the jury, and that's not going to be public. So we should be hearing something hopefully this week. Good, good. So I'll keep you posted the moment that I hear about Ashley. That's another thing. DV. Our court systems many times are backwards. Not our court, well, that, but our law system is backwards. And the only thing that changes this is by you and your votes and pushing certain legislators for legislation. That's how it is. So get in there and let's fight for these people who need. Let's fight for these people who need help, because they really do. You know, the scary thing, and I've said it before, and over the years, I've been involved in cases and all this other, and I'm going to tell you, if you're in the middle of a lawsuit and you run out of money and you can't afford your attorney anymore, they drop you like a hot potato. Many do. And Karen, bless her, she is very lucky that she has the dream team that she does. They're not going to let her go. So none of you have to worry. They will not drop her. Now, I don't see that she's running out of money either. She's been very blessed with a lot of generous benefactors and people. And I heard that she sold her house, but then I saw it was back on the market again. So I don't know what's going on in that. I, for one, wish I could buy that house and I would let Turtleboy move in and stay for free. And then I would allow him to paint the house green and put a sign up that says Turtleboy lives here. Not that I'm being a little snarky or anything, but I mean, after all. So, Karen, you don't have to worry about. I don't think Karen's road is going to be too much longer. If you didn't catch my last reading, which came out today, I did see where Hank Brennan has been capped. Now, there was an estimation that his legal fees were going to be capped at $75,000 and at $200 an hour. Now, my darlings, I'm just going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you, and wait a minute, we have somebody, Standing Stone, 1776. Bravo. Thank you for coming in. Much love to you, my darling, and welcome. I've heard that he's been capped. Now, I've not been able to verify that, but I think the source that I got it from verified it, and I trust her. But anyway, $75,000 at $200 an hour, that's cheap. Now, I think there's something more going on there. I think that he is in a position to make sure that something maybe doesn't happen. I'm not sure, but it doesn't matter. I'm here for it, and I know that all of you are too. Melanie, I think, yes, Anti-BB2, I think Melanie said that he was capped at $75,000. Look, that ain't a lot of money for an attorney like him. But he's a defense attorney. What is this all about? He's an attorney. Still waters run deep. And he is an attorney that doesn't mind going against the grain. Remember, he has fought government, this type of situation, corruption before. So there's a lot of problems in there. And the other thing that I really want in, I have not watched this, and I need to follow this, and that is the case. I just saw a comment that I'm snarky about. I'm going to put it up in a minute, but I need to watch the Walsh case. And that is one where Trooper Proctor was the investigating officer. Boy, that guy. You know, here's my question to this system, Canton PD and the state of Massachusetts. Can you please tell us how many people who are innocent, who have been incarcerated because of this clown show that you have going up there? In fact, I have a little thing for you all. One moment, please. Yes, if you heard that, those were the ducks quacking. How many people are incarcerated that are innocent? We have things that are backward now. Innocent until proven guilty, it ain't a thing. If they want you guilty, they nail you now. And it's just like in the Karen Reed case, they swap. Remember the SOS theory that I've given you? They swap out suspects. And that's exactly, they are very good at it. And I got to go back because I got to put up this one. Standing Stones. I love you, my darling. Look at this. Only 75,000. He is no Fannie Willis sidekick. Oh, no, he's not. He's no Nathan at all, is he? Maybe thank God for that. So there's definitely something wrong, and I can tell you what could possibly happen because we now have 3 minimum very high-profile cases that these, I don't know what to call them, quackers are involved in. The feds could definitely take over. They could just wipe the slate clean and take over. I wish they would do that. Our buddy Josh Levy could do that. Wouldn't that be lovely? I don't know. The wheels of justice turn very slow. The first thing that's going to happen with Trooper Proctor is that he's going through his appeal. He ain't going to win that appeal. Come on. He's going to get, but that's in my opinion now. Hello. I'm here for this because I want to see what happens to him after. Because once they get rid of Trooper Proctor and then they start going down the list, I'm going to tell you something. In my honest and psychic predictions, I believe Nicholas Guarino is next. He needs to go work at his family bakery, which I think is not doing so well, but I did love the lemon bars. But quite frankly, this is a mess, as we all know it. So those are kind of the updates. Now, I don't know if any of you saw, not this last video that I put out today, but the video that I put out yesterday about what gave me chills. And that was the bulkhead. That was the going down the stairs of 34 Fairview Road. That little thing kind of freaked me out. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, what? I've had this same, not the same deck, but the same, different decks, but the same of that deck. Oh my gosh, I have to stop the presses because something great is happening. And if you just got donated a membership, find Miss Jules from Florida. She just gifted 10 That's right. 10, ladies and gentlemen, memberships. Woo! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Way to go. Thank you, my darling. That's very thoughtful and kind of you. Auntie Bibi says, Garino will be working in the kitchen, and I don't mean the bakery kitchen, baby. He's going to be pot and pan duty. He better not turn his back on anybody. Maybe peeling potatoes, but I doubt they give him any type of peeler. Yikes. Yikes. Welcome, all new members. Thank you so much for the gift, my darlings. Thank you. And I want to let you know, some of you send me super chats. Some of you send me little just gifts here and there. You send me coffees. You send me whatever the case may be, tips and whatever, chips, dips. I'll take it all, especially the chips and dips. But I am so grateful to each and every one of you. I love this. Elizabeth, you said you loved my hair. Well, honey, this is my real hair. Every now and then you'll see me with, I can be a different girl every day. But this is the real stuff. And it's a ball hat day. Thank you, though, my darling, adorable person. Let me see. Standing Zone says he missed 32,000 text messages in the Sandra Birchmore case. And what has he missed in Karen Reed? You know what he missed? Long to die in the cold. Long. Why would you text that? And stop the presses. Our dear friend Elizabeth sent a super sticker of $5. Elizabeth, you be the one, girl. You go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. All of you are just fantastic. Standing Stones sent a super sticker for $2. You are marvelous. Thank you so much. Bless you, my darling. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You all are fantastic and wonderful. I want you to know this. I never, ever thought, you can ask Marie, she's in the chat. I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I would be doing this. I just started out, and I have thousands of videos on my channel. I just started out doing this. And Karen Reed, it was that one reading that I thought, oh my goodness, holy mackerel. Because I just, I read for this. And, the one thing is that I started actually with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard and was nailing that. And I thought, I wonder why that's not taking off. And then I don't know what happened, but here we are. And I'm going to tell you, I ain't no youngin', but I'll tell you, this is just fantastic. And your beautiful acceptance and support of this channel. And I'll tell you what, and especially you asking me to read for you, that is an honor for me to do. I just love that. And some of you in the chat may have had those readings. If you do, let us know. But I'll tell you what, I love it. Thank you so much for this. And I'm gonna be here until I can't be here no more. That's just gonna be it. So now there's a couple of other things that I want to update, but I have many questions about two different things, and that is my rings. So I want to tell you about my rings. This one I got in 2013, and now I can't get it off. Where's the camera? You can't really see. This ring says Jesus on it, and the reason it does is because, well, every now and then we have to have a little reminder that we should walk the straight and narrow, and not that I don't want to, but it does keep me from getting overly snarky. If I look down at my hand and I'm reading and I just think, Zelda, you better not say that. There you go. That's why. And hold on. We've got to put somebody up here. Dana Mills, I love you. I love the reading you did for me. I'm so glad. I love it too. Thank you so much. This is wonderful. So this ring, I got this in a town called Sevierville, Tennessee. I was driving through, and oh, there is my Susan, who I just did a reading for. Thank you so much, Susan. I appreciate you so much. All of you, all of you. And believe me, you don't have to get these readings. You don't have to donate, and you don't have to any of that. I'm just here because I love it. So thank you. But this guy, I had to look and see what finger I was putting up. Hello. This guy, I'm not sure what it is. I think it is a smoky quartz. But I was driving through in my travels, Sevierville, Tennessee, and I looked over and I saw this antique shop. And it was just like I felt this big, huge rope over me, pulling me in. And usually I don't do that because the traffic was heavy. And if you'd ever been there, you know that it's just not something, if traffic is bad, you just leisurely cut traffic and you go and you stop something, because getting back into a place is just an issue. I went in, pardon me, hydrate moment. With all these cases that we've got going on, this probably should be a lot stronger than water, but I can't handle it, so I don't drink. All right, so anyway. So this is, I believe it's a smoky quartz. So I pull into this place and I go in, and right in front of me in the doors, they had this display case. So it's not, it almost looked like it was set up as a pawn shop, but it wasn't. It was a display case. And this guy was on the top row right in front. And I just went right over to it. And she said, "Can I help you?" And I said, "Yes, I want that ring." And she goes, "You don't know if it'll fit?" And I said, "It'll fit." And so she took it out and she handed it to me. And I said, "Do you know anything about this?" And she said, "No." She said, "This is from an estate." And she said, "I'll give you a good price if you want it." I said, "Okay." So she said, "I hope it fits though, because this isn't really the kind of ring that you can size." Okay. I put it on and she said, "Oh my God." And so I paid her and I walked out. And I can tell you, this ring has been with me, and I've had many rings, but this is just like the ring. Now I'm going to tell you something about buying things that has been pre-owned and pre-used. Even though I put that on at the shop, I did not wear it right away. I actually got a box of salt, and you can do this for yourself. I don't buy used clothes without doing this, or I rarely do that. But if anything is given to me that has been pre-owned, I'm very sensitive to that energy. And the one thing that I learned a long time ago is that I actually, since I was close, I stopped over at Food City. I got a couple of supplies, bought a box of salt, poured the salt in a I don't know, kind of a rocks glass, and I put this ring in that and let it in there for 3 days. The salt will clear the energy, because I don't know who owned this ring. She's obviously deceased, and I don't want her getting mad and looking me up because I have her ring. Woofy. That wouldn't be so good. So there you go. That's the stories of the rings. So if you had any question, because I know all of you, there we are. I would like to get a companion ring to this one day. I'm a person that I don't like diamonds. I'd rather wear pearls. So you never know. I will not wear an opal. Just something about it. Won't wear it. So there you go. So that's what's going on with me. Now I want to give you, my darlings, an update on manifesting my house. And this is really important because all of you have known that I've been manifesting a house for a long time. Just for those of you who don't know the story, the backstory is that I have been wanting to move to a particular area, and I lived there and I moved away, and then I wanted to move back, but I don't want to get a mortgage. I don't want to do any of that. So I thought, because I've taught the laws of attraction, I try to live the laws of attraction. I believe there's power in your words, all these things. So what I did was I just started walking around the house and saying, I'm getting a home. It's going to be paid for. It's beautiful. Then I got a trusty little book and I started drawing floor plans, and I started drawing the outside of the house and what I would want. Now, I think most people will tell you to go on places like realtor.com or some of those things. That's okay too. But at the same time, I think you got to get more involved. And by writing it down, I mean, there's one thing about looking at it, and here's what happens to a lot of people. They'll look at a house, they'll get so emotionally involved with it, like, oh my God, I have to have this house. Oh my God, and then if it goes up pending or for sale, they lose it. Oh no, my house. Oh, well, this doesn't work. Yes, it does. The reality is, the reason you don't have it or you didn't get that house is because it's not supposed to be for you. Here's the most important thing that you got to remember when manifesting anything. And I have manifested big sums of money. I have manifested relationships and cars and blah and blah and blah. I like this. And Standing Stone made a very good point. Those boards work. We made one. I'm going to tell you, the vision boards do work. But I'm of the mindset that you need to get involved more, as in drawing, writing down, making sure that every day you're on it. This is what I have. I mean, I've had people change their body parts, eye color, body part, women. Now you know. Body part, all these wonderful things. They've attracted men of their dream, and they've done all these things, but they got involved a little bit further. And how you do that is, it's okay. It's okay if you want to call me. It's okay if you think I'm thin. It's okay if you think that. And it helps you, because one thing you're going to find is that your mind fights you. So if you're walking around and saying, I'm a gazillionaire, I'm a millionaire, and then you walk in their next room and you get an email that says that you're overdrawn on that check that you just wrote yesterday, zoom, that's going to go away for you. So you've got to easy does it. Take care of yourself. So what I did was, because I knew that this works, so I would just walk around. I am the one who owns a home. I am the one who owns my home outright. I am the one. And then these pictures would start coming to me as, a mid-century modern home, and it would have a lot of stone. I'm a stone and rock girl. I like a lot of that natural in the house. So I would say, I have a lot of stone, I have a lot of rock, I want this, I want that, and blah, blah, blah. And while you're sitting there listening, please do me a favor and hit the like button. Okay, so I would start seeing this, and I would say, here's my floor plan, and this is what I'm going to do this, and this is the colors that I like. And I would go on Pinterest and I would save pictures and I would say, I like dark academia, this, and I like that. And before you know it, things started happening. So one time I was working for some people and there was a client of mine who asked me to be on his board of directors. And I said, sure. And I did some work for them, and they have a cancer research department, and he does a lot of different things and, whatever. And I would do the woo woo for him and whatever, read cards. And so he calls me and he says, look, my board wants to do something for you. And we kind of know that you want to move. Why don't we do this? You deserve it. We will go ahead and we'll make sure that you have the money for your house. Yes, chef. Absolutely. Now, in this particular case, there was that part of me that was many years ago growing up who believed that when someone offered you something, it was going to put them out and they didn't really want to give it to you anyway. And they just offered to make you feel good and you didn't deserve it. And so that way you should say, no, that's okay. And there was just this fleeting moment in my brain that I almost said, oh, no, that's okay. And then I stopped and I thought, oh, this is what I've been waiting for. So fast forward, I just kept doing the same thing. And he said, now we're going to do this and we have to do this with this project. And when this comes through, fine, I'm good. No problem. We can do it. No problem. We can do that. So now fast forward. And the last few weeks, I have been asking, should I be going to this particular area that I'm thinking that I'm drawn to? What should I be? Because it seemed like some things were delaying. And usually when things delay, I know that you got to make a change. And sometimes the change is not within, but sometimes it changes the circumstances, it changes with somebody else, or sometimes something is happening. So I kept saying, give me a sign, give me a sign. If I'm not supposed to go to this area, give me a sign, give me a sign, give me a sign. And I just kept straight and narrow. I know I'm going to have my house. I know it's going to be this. Wouldn't you know, my darlings, Hurricane Helene hits. And a particular area that I wanted to go to in Tennessee, close by, was hit very hard and flooded. Then I heard that there was a dam close by that was starting to fail. Instead of seeing the dam break, they started releasing water in waves that would equate to 10 foot of water and hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. And I said, okay, there's my sign. So if I would have gotten this money, if I would have pushed it and been out of God's will, if I would have pushed it and I would have gotten that money, my house would be flooded right now. The house that I picked out that I thought matched and it did. It matched my drawing and my board and everything else. It is flooded. And we don't know when that area is going to come back again. The roads are crumbling, mudslides, and it ain't good there. In fact, I don't know if any of you have been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, but there were tourists that were stuck there. And if anybody knows anything about that particular area, which I was not going to go into, but 7 years ago in November, there was a forest fire that practically burned the whole county down. There was lives lost, houses lost, businesses lost, and they just rebuilt. And now there is flooding. No. No thanks. So I'm looking in other areas. I love Tennessee. I'm looking in other areas. I'm there. I'm visiting my son right now, but I'll let you know. I'll take you on the journey. And when it's time, I'm going to announce it because I'm not going to put my house public and everything else here. But if you swish on over to Patreon, then I'll give you some pictures and I'll show you some things and I'll bring you into my tarot crime lab investigators, my dear beautiful members. Hello, everyone, to everyone. I'll bring you along with me. I'll show you the move. I'll show you where I am. Well, to a certain degree. And I'll show you all that. Yeah. Look at this. My pal in Tennessee above Newport, that got flooded. Oh, yeah. That area, and that area is big for UFOs. One of the biggest UFO places, sightings in America is Newport, Tennessee. So I will bring you with me. So I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry. It'll happen when it's going to happen. You know why? Because I know I'm very well taken care of. Spiritually, physically, mentally, all of this. I'm very happy, very wonderful. And standing stones. Someday, maybe I will do a reading, but maybe I won't like it. Maybe you won't. But I will tell you, and anyone here who reads with me, I'm not a negative reader. You see that side of me that is on YouTube and in the crime lab. And it's only because some of these people, in my honest opinion, supposedly, allegedly, deserve to be told the truth, as in Jennifer Macabre. But when I'm reading for you and you ask me 2 questions, we get right down to it. And if I see something that ain't right, I'm going to see it and I'm going to tell you. But it's not going to be I'm not going to announce it at the like, oh gosh, you're in big trouble. Thanks for your order. I don't do that. I'm not a scary psychic. My grandma, no, she was against that big time, and I always learned. I learned to read the cards with grandma, but I learned along the way myself too. So Jennifer Macabre, I call her that too, my dear friend, mystery singer. Don't you like those? That reminded me. First of all, if you're following me on TikTok, unfortunately, you're not following me anymore. I have deactivated, not deleted, but I have deactivated my account over there because when I was on there the other day posting, someone who stole my profile picture and my information sent me a friend request. I just thought that was so big of myself to do that. So I copied all the information, sent it over to TikTok and said, they're impersonating me. This ain't right. And you know what they came back? I'm sorry, Zelda Kelly. We did not find out that anybody is doing any type of violation whatsoever. May you all turn into frogs. Not you, but the TikTok. So I got off of the other platform whose initials are FB. I could replace those words. Anyway, FB and now TikTok. This is my home. This is where I do it. True Oracle also has a page, and most of you know because I send you over there and I'm doing the regular psychic readings, and I'm bad girl because I haven't done one yet this week or for a few days over there, and I will be doing that very soon. But this is my home. And really, quite frankly, I don't have the time to take care of all these platforms because most of the Facebook now are just bloody ads. I get sick of it. And TikTok is so heart-wrenching sometimes. I get on there and I just start crying. I can't take it. And X, which formerly Twitter, was there. People on there, they want to start a fight. And you know what? I'm Miss Walk Away. I'm going to start. I'm not going to fight. I want to be here. I want to do our thing and I want to have a lot of fun. And that's good. Oh, good. Lily Rose just subbed to True Oracle. And maybe if we can find that link, we can put that in the chat so we can go from there. And Miss Amy, love you. Zelda Kelly, love you back, Miss Amy. There you go. So that is, but what I was going to say is, Mystery Singer, your name always, have you seen those girls on these platforms that hold on, I've got a cat fuzzy here that I just see every time I'm talking. It just goes floppy, floppy. Let me see if I can get him off here so it doesn't crack. Anyway, have you seen those women, especially women? I think there's a few men. And they get on there and they sing these old-timey songs and they use these deep tones, these open, big tones, like those 1940s torch singers, those, and my goodness, they're captivating. These big voices come out of these little girls. I like that. I mean, that kind of thing, I like that. But holy moly, some of this stuff, these 911 calls and all that, oh, I can't hack it. And especially when it's about little kids and animals. You want to see me flare? Ping, I'll be glad to do it. So for those of you coming in or watching, if you haven't subbed yet, please do. When we get to 7,000, you see these? These are the Kipper decks. I use these in my reading. They're brand new. I opened them to check them now. In all fairness, I ain't gonna lie. I opened to check and they are spot on, darling. They are wonderful. I need to get my micro dots. My micro dots voice. Don't you love Richie when he does that sort of thing? Here we go, can read. And the wild animals. And it's like, oh my God, you had me at hello. Yes, chef. Show me more of your video. So, but anyway, they are just like this Kipper deck that I use in the videos. And you can learn to read with a Kipper deck. It's an Oracle deck. Now, the other thing, when we get to 7,000 subscribers, we're going to have a little party. We're going to play some games. We're going to do a bunch of little things. And then I'm going to give away another reading from me to whomever the lucky reader is. And Marie has just put the web address or the YouTube address for True Oracle Tarot Psychics. If you get a chance, pop on over there and subscribe because you're going to see some really cool things being posted there. We got plans. Oh, my darlings, we got plans for you. We've got plans. And I've got plans for this channel. But we're going to have fun because that's what we need. Because you know what? All of these cases, I mean, hearing this, it can weigh you down. It can, I mean, this energy, sometimes I have to take a break and I just have to say, oh my goodness, I can't do it. Thank you. I'll be back. I'll be back. But just, I got to check out for a moment. But yes, now I'm thinking about bringing my crystal ball I cannot use my pendulum on YouTube because it's hard to see it in the camera. And so, yeah. So I saw, let me see. Amy says, this crime energy is way too much at times. Yes, it is, Amy. And, you know, it just seems like the flavor of the month for all these streaming services. You know, Max has all their, I mean, I think they saw where they're just going to start jumping on this genre. A few years ago, it was paranormal. I was into that. But it was the paranormal. And then, and you know, Zach Bagans with Ghost Hunters. I still watch that. I'm sorry. So anyway, here we are. Auntie BB, Zelda, if Microdots had produced the 2020 documentary on Kurt, sorry, I snorted. 2020 documentary on Karen Reed, it would have been discussed. That's how good he is. Yes. I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I'm going to tell you what my little plan is. One of these days, I'm going to zippity-doo-dah right on up to Boston, shake hands with Microdots. He's going to make some introductions for me, and I know you're going to be here for it. And we're going to see what's going on. So that'll be fun, and I'm looking forward to that, but that's going to be after my move. But we have big plans. I've got big plans here. And I'm still going to be doing this, but I'm trying to figure out how something more that you can be involved. Maybe. I'm trying to work that out. And then when you go over to True Oracle Tarot Psychics, I'm going to be doing, you know, maybe some dailies. I'm going to do what happens in the next 24 hours. I almost feel like I have a split personality because over here I'm like, oh yeah, you know, put him in the jail, tie him to the stake. And then over there it's, hi, I'm Zelda with True Oracle, and here is your little reading for today. So I'm, bless your hearts. So anyway, I had someone come out and ask me why they couldn't find my account on TikTok. And I had to say, I'm sorry. TikTok is just not my gig. So there we go. And Lynn, pardon me, Lynn, oh my God, love Microdots. Same. Yes, chef. Keep bringing it on. There is one video of his, and I do believe he's still going to come out with it. It's called Fatal Error. He did have it out, and then he's taking it back. He's revising it. And then this last one of Wild Animals that he came out, but the one before Wild Animals, oh my. I mean, I don't think I breathed. I don't think I took a breath the whole time through it. Yes. Okay. Amy, I missed the big move. I missed it. No, honey, you didn't. I was just basically saying that there was a divine presence over me that I did not move when I intended to move, because if I would have moved to the area that I wanted to move, there was a dam that was a dam as in not a dam, but a dam, a water dam that was failing, and it was not good, and they were releasing water and they flooded. And if I would have bought the house that I wanted to, I would be flooded. And I'm very grateful that I was spared. Bottom line, yes. Yeah. So let me see here. Auntie BB, the current one was amazing, especially the part of them peering out the window blinds. oh my God, the whole thing is, you know what creeped me out? I got to tell you something what creeped me out about that. Yes, Amy, divine intervention, absolutely, thank God. But let me see. Richie is amazing. I'm the same way with all of his videos too, Zelda. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like, God, can't you come out with something every day, Richie? That stuff is very hard to do. He's very talented. And believe me, we're going to be hearing lots more from the top dot, Richie. So we're going to be hearing a lot more from him. But my train of thought got derailed. So that's what's going on. Let me see. Nana 79, did you check the condition of the house if it was flooded as well? Bad, yeah. There's flooding all around it. And not only was there flooding all around it, there was flooding in it. And some of the roads that were going up to it have crumbled and there were mudslides. And believe me, I know enough to know that when I don't know enough, I just don't want to be anywhere around water, because if you don't catch it and clean it, you know what happens? Mold. All right. Amy, Zelda, what is the platform to be on now? Well, my darling, I am here on YouTube and on Patreon, and that's it. And you see me flashing? That was Shaggy Noodle walking past the camera. He cannot let this alone. Yeah, I would have lost everything. You see this? He's my big man. He sits here right beside, he's watching everything. Here he comes again. There he is. Say hello to everyone, Noodle Boy. Oh, please make sure you step on my keyboard, because my goodness, that would be. Here we are. This is Shaggy Noodle. Say hi. Can you meow in the microphone? Yeah. He's got a motor that's going about 15 miles an hour. So, yeah. Well, you would have lost out on everything. Yeah, because I've got to share this with you. In that area, flood insurance is not required. In fact, I think it's even hard to get because it doesn't flood. It's not in a flood zone. And that's the one thing that I just want to say here, and I'm going to be very careful. For those who are experiencing loss and you don't have flood insurance, those 4 initials, and please don't put them in the chat because AI is prevalent these days, is not going to give out any money, any loans, anything. Be cautious. I would be cautious about the $750 that they're giving out, because I'm hearing some reports that if you take it, it's kind of like you're selling your right to your property. That's a mess. I'm going to talk about it on Patreon if you want to go over there, and we'll talk about that. But there's no way I would have even bought flood insurance. I mean, why have it? That's like having UFO insurance, but maybe we need to start having that now. Who knows? Listen, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, before all the muck, mire, and mayhem started going on, if you would have told me what, oh yeah, please don't say that in the chat, okay? Please don't say that in the chat, because I'll get dinged for it. Thank you so much. If you would have told me 5, 6 years ago what's going on right now, I would have said, right, tell me another one. Yeah, tell me another joke. Now it's kind of like, I asked my son, hey, have they landed in the backyard yet? Because, hey, they can come in as long as one can cook and the other one can clean house. If there's little green men, that's fine. They can feed the cats, do laundry, do whatever. Hello. That's kind of, at this point, it's okay, darling. Don't worry. That's all right. So I Now I want to tell you something. There's more to come. Okay? So I'm not saying that there's a disaster, but I'm just going to say, buckle up, my darlings, because the month of October is going to be. Why? Let's talk about why. Are you ready? Pluto went into the sign of Capricorn. It's actually retrograde right now. The last time this had ever happened, take a wild guess. Well, we don't have time, so I'm going to tell you. The last time this happened is when the Declaration of Independence was signed. Yes. Now, we're not going to see this planet, yes, we will, but we're not going to see this planetary aspect for another 234 years. And I'll let you all know. I'll still be here streaming the way it looks, and I'll let you all know how it goes. All puns aside, so this is going to be a very volatile time. This is going to be this time, and this went, I think it was August 30th that happened. And with Pluto and Capricorn, it's just basically going to say, here, I know I'm not going to see you for another 34 years, so take this. Oh. And that's basically what's going on. Nothing we can do about it except be mentally prepared. Don't fold. Don't be henny penny. Don't think, oh my God, what? We're going to make it through. We always do. We always will. It's going to be okay. Just be watchman, be aware, keep your noodle, think, pray. It's going to be okay. We're going to make it through. And then don't mention this now in the chat, okay? I'm going to just kind of work around this. But there's a particular date coming in about 30 days that we're going to be making a choice. You know what that is. I would suggest if you can make your choices early, go do it. Because I'm not so convinced that that day is going to work out the way that we think it's going to work out. There goes Shaggy across the camera. So if you see me disappear, I'm not a ghost. So I think you know what I mean. For those of you who are in America, if you have a chance to go and do that beforehand, please do. Because that's what's going to make some changes. And I feel that right now change is inevitable, and we need that before I start singing like those girls on TikTok. So do it early and just, you know, hold on. We've got this, my darling hippie chick. Do I not love hippie chick's name? Look at this. She's given the peace sign. I want you to know that all of my life, isn't that a song? All of my life, even when I was growing up at home on the farm, when any of my family would walk through the room, we just give each other the peace sign. If my son came walking through the room right now, he'd give me the peace sign. I give him the peace sign back. It's always the peace sign. V for victory. Peace. That's the way it is. So peace, my darlings. My daughter in Asheville was refused any help. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. She is so traumatized and left to Raleigh. It is so sad. No help. I know it's very sad there. And I'm thinking that there's going to be, this coming week, there's changes that are going to be made. Thank you very much. I know that. So I just want you all to know that there's a lot going on. Now, we're going to be seeing some more with the Karen Reed case this month. Because with all of this crazy October energy from Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn, and believe me, I love you, Capricorns. I'm jealous of you, Capricorn, sometimes. My son is a Capricorn. This is why. I love. Do me a favor, everybody give me a peace sign in the comments in the chat. Will you please do me that? I'm giving you the peace. Peace. From now on, we're going to do the peace sign. This is it. XOXO peace, baby. Peace. Since this planet has decided to be a little bit uncooperative, and I wanted to go into Capricorn, which I was saying that I love Capricorns. Capricorns, my son is one, and I'm going to tell you, and I have a good friend who's one. I have other friends who are Capricorns. They are pretty much cut and dry. There's no gray area. If you say you're going to do something, by God, you better do it. If you say you're not going to do something, then by God, you better do it. Honey, I think, Roxy, it may just be your internet, honey. I think we're okay on my end. So, but yeah, just please do me a favor and watch what you put in the chat about all that, because our friend here, YouTube, doesn't like a lot of things. So Capricorns don't like people who can hurt people because they can. Capricorns especially don't like people that hurt animals, children, and other people. But animals and children, look out. That's fighting words to a Capricorn. Capricorns always try to do the right thing, and they are nervous most times, and that's okay, because they take on the weight of the world. That's why Pluto going in the sign of Capricorn, there's an anxiety that goes along with it. So that's why you've just got to keep praying. Everything's fine. Don't be henny penny. It's all going to work out. I promise. This energy is going to last a little bit until through November. In December, we can take a big breath. And then we're going to start off in 2025. Let me see this. Did you see DEA Daddy's live yesterday? I felt so bad for Richie. They're going after another person. No. Do I have to watch that? What happened? No. You mean our Richie, as in Microdots Richie? Is that, are they going after Richie? Believe me, he's putting up truth, and unfortunately, that's what you get. But I'm hoping, tell us more. Tell us more. Okay. Amy, Zelda, do you think that YouTube is the best censored of all platforms? Yes. Because they don't put up with, yeah, you get hacked here, and yeah, you sometimes, but and I think they're careful for a reason, and I appreciate that. So there you go. Oh, no, another Rich. Okay. Oh, that's what I thought. Okay. The guy. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I know. The guy. Wait a minute. This is for them. Yeah. Ducky do. Okay. No, I didn't get to see that. Rich owns Staunton Fence. That's right. I know who he was. Yes. Now I'm going to tell you, it is a good thing that I'm not there, because for Halloween parade, I would be probably walking around as Daisy Duck. And then I would have to come on here and ask bail money. So yeah, isn't that heartbreaking? It's just, we was sobbing on Sean's phone. Oh, bless his heart. Yeah, they're gonna pick on these people, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm no lawyer, right? But I feel this is, in my own opinion now, Malicious prosecution. There's a name for it. Malicious prosecution. Oh, you couldn't hear what was just played? Oh, I'm sorry. It's a bunch of ducks. It's a bunch of ducks quacking. Quack, 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 quack. So, yeah. So, yeah, it's getting a mess up there because they're getting bold. Now, I want you to know something about these bad actors that they decide when they get bold and they feel like, you see, the reason they're getting brave like this is because they think, oh, well, nothing has happened. You ever see them walk around? They're just so bloody cocky. And they just think that they can walk around and they don't have to worry and blah, blah. And yet, they just keep digging. Keep digging. Yes, I did see Turtleboy's new Bang Bang video, the rubber duck version. Oh my gosh, hilarious. I'm going to tell you, I love that Bang Bang. AJ, hello? Mystery Singer. Every time I see Mystery Singers, I want to do this. Mystery singing. Canton should arrest those that unalived John O'Keefe instead of it going out to ducks. I can't. But you know, my darlings, I got to tell you this. Something about the Colin did this. Did what? Didn't say what he did. Colin did this. What did he do? He could have messed his pants. He could have, Colin. Listen, this is the flippingest family. Have you ever noticed that? Every picture, all of them standing there, you know, read between the lines, all of them standing there giving the finger. What? What? To me, that's offensive. Some little thug smack like him think that he's big enough. I'll tell you what, let him give me that in front of me, toward me. Oh, I don't like that sort of thing. I don't like, I wouldn't even have to touch him. It would just be an energy blast. And it would not happen. I don't like it at all. They are the flippantest family I've ever seen. But they're getting quiet, aren't they? Yeah, 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 yeah. Karen says they have a guilty conscience, and they know. They sure do, Karen. They do. They certainly do. I want to thank to all of you in here that have given membership. I think there's almost everyone in the chat right now are members. Thank you so much. Someone has donated memberships tonight who is Miss Florida, Jewel, Florida, and we had some others. Let me check and see. We're going to give them a shout out. Well, we have a new member of The Force May Be With You. Thank you so much. We have another new member, Ms. Jules in Florida. And then Ms. Jules turned around and gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, my darling. Elizabeth sent over a super sticker of $5, much appreciated. And Standing Stone bringing up the $2. I'm telling you, I'm loving it. And believe me, I'm so happy that you are all here. Okay. So now, let me see that I sold something here. Okay. Lily Rose, I could never live with the amount of stress those McAlberts but have right now, but I'd have a nervous breakdown. I think that's what's about to happen, if I can tell you that. I think that is happening with either one or both of these girls. I think you saw it in my video, what evil lurks at 34 Fairview. I got to tell you this. If I could just go there I would sit on the street. But knowing these duckers, watch out, I got my ring on. I'm not supposed to say it was a D. It was not anything else. I said it was a duck. Would probably tell me to move along. All I'd have to do is just walk in front of that house, 34 Fairview, and I can tell you exactly what is there. I can tell you exactly what is there now, but I would love to feel this. Because there's residual energy in that house, and they're not going to get rid of it. And I don't know if the current owners are seeing something they're probably not going to know. But I'm going to tell you that house, in my opinion, is probably going to be as popular as the Amityville Horror House in Amityville, New York. And I was there at the Amityville, and I'm going, you know what? That is good for Tennessee. Yes, and for Halloween, I'm going to tell you how I went in to the Amityville house when it was for sale and saw a demon. And I'm going to tell you what happened. That is a good one coming up for Halloween because I've been wondering, what should I do? I need to tell some stories. And if you guys like that whole thing. And by the way, any of you who are familiar with Amityville, what had happened in Amityville, New York, this November 13th will be the 50th anniversary of that tragedy. Can you think? And I want you to know the #1 worldwide haunted house. Now, we're not talking castle. We're talking house. People still come from overseas, miles around, and they sit around that house, and the owners are not happy. I'd love to buy that house, and it ain't for sale. But it was for sale, and it was for sale in September of 2016, and I got to go in. Now, I'll tell that before the Saturday before Halloween, I will tell you that story. How's that? So I will tell you there. Wild Man's Mom. I love that name. I think they are scared and wish that it never happened. That's the regret. You want to know what I want to know? I'm sure you do. How can you sell a house without disclosing that this tragedy happened in your front yard, let alone in the basement? And then, I don't know, let me know if you hear this. Did you just hear that? That was my little FBI open up thing. Then you have the feds come in and you say, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Current owner of 34 Fairview Road. Because you had a situation here, my friends and I are wanting to take a look in your home. Now, you can give this opportunity to us, or we can serve you with a federal indictment and a federal warrant. What would you like to take today, Mr. and Mrs. Current owner of 34 Fairview Road? Yes, sir. Yes, chef. Come on in. Take what you need. Don't mind the dishes in the sink. We had just dinner. Please look around. Would you like a cup of coffee? I know they went in there because the bulkhead doors are replaced, and so is that one basement door replaced. Did you not see Uncle Brian's face in testimony when Alan Jackson showed him that picture? Did you not see it? He had this brief deer in the headlight look like, oh, crap. The doorknob is brand new. I don't care what anybody says. You can have a fixer come in. You can have a fixer come in and you can have everything wiped down. But that sort of thing, holy moly, you can't fix it. There's still stuff there. I guarantee you, in my honest opinion. I'm going to tell you something. There's a house, once again, and it's the same trip as, it's the same trip as I made when I got the ring. There was a trip. Yes, there was a trip. There was a house in Sevierville, Tennessee. It's actually in Boyd's Creek. It's called the Wheatlands. The Wheatlands was built in the early 1800s, something sort of kind of like around 1825. There was a plantation owner who had a bunch of acres. They brought somebody in because they were moving, I believe, from South Carolina. So they had these particular builders who built this house called the Wheatlands, and they built it specifically for earthquakes. Back in the day, they would take these big rods and they would crisscross them in front of the brick, and then they would have a toggle on them, and then you could shear up the toggle and blah blah blah. This guy was a pretty famous builder worldwide. That's probably why that house is still standing and is probably good shape as it was. I almost bought that house back in the day. I'm so glad that I didn't. But my son was little at the time, and when we went in there, and the woman that owned it looks at my son and I, and she said, well, I just want to let you know. And I thought, oh God, here we go. I just want to let you know that at night, sometimes when I'm the only one here, the alarm goes off. I'm like, really? Because those things happen. It happens here. She said, oh yeah, the alarm that we have is, there's an intruder in the house. There's an intruder in the house. My son's eyes, I thought were going to fall out of his head. His eyes were about this big around. And he's looking at me and he's going, no, Mom. No, I'm not. If you do this, I'm staying elsewhere with other family. No, my son would have been scared to death. Me, I would have been really, who's here? So I'm getting there. In the front room, as you walk in, there is a stairway that went upstairs. There is a kind of like an open little parlor to the front or to the side. And then on the other side is another particular room, a receiving room. Story goes that the plantation owner used the slaves that were there. And to this day, some of their descendants still live on the property surrounding. One of them has a terrific restaurant in Knoxville, Tennessee. But anyway, back up. The son-in-law and the owner of the plantation got into a heated fist fight. And the son-in-law stomped his father-in-law to death on the floor in front of the fireplace. And to this day, they cannot get the stains out of that wood, and they're not going to change it because this is on the historical register. So they'd have to have the permission. So you can see it changes the chemistry of wood, even of metal, not of glass. But even if you just try to wipe it off, with bleach, it ain't coming up. I think, in my own humblest opinion, that's what was in the duffel bag that Trooper Proctor took out of the house that morning. was the duffel bag of the cleaning supplies. In my humble opinion, it's just my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, I believe that Proctor was their throwaway. They chose him. Now look what's happening to him. Do you think he's not tempted? He's not only lost his life as he knows it, his career for sticking up and getting involved with these people, but now he's a doofus and he's unhireable anywhere. It doesn't matter wherever he moves. He will never be in law enforcement again, just like William and Matthew Farwell. Never be in law enforcement again. So maybe what he needs to do is roll up and get a job at Nicholas Guarino's family's bakery, or he needs to just learn the phrase, "Would you like some fries with that order, sir?" Because that is what about to happen. He is worse than the fall guy. He was the stooge. He was the stooge. That's what these people do to people that want to swap out. They have the section who is not family and who are users, and then they have the section who is, and blah, blah, blah. And do me a favor and hit the like button when you do that. So his life is ruined along with the rest of them. I think he, in my humblest opinion, is still facing serious charges. And Nicholas Guarino. But back to where and I took the long route. I'm sorry. But I just don't understand how the Alberts could sell this house so quickly. Was it someone that they knew? Did they not have to disclose it? Did they knew that there could be a problem there? And then they're filling in pools. The pool at their brother's house cost them $5,000. And most of you are thinking, oh, that's where Chloe is. No, because it would be very easy to dig up that pool. And then if they found Chloe there, that would really raise the eyebrows. Oh no, Chloe is, pardon me, far gone, in my humblest opinion. Just remember, there is nothing that goes unseen. Do you really want to think what else that I know that I've been seeing for a long time? There is someone who saw them carry out Officer John and put him on the lawn. In my humblest opinion, someone saw that, and they are protecting that someone. And that name that starts with an S is not that person. Someone saw it. We know that Officer John was sitting up at one point. How do we know that? Well, because the blood rolled down. You could tell. Not only that, he vomited. That's what you do when you're hit in the head really hard. Vomited, and it went down into his drawers. You don't do that laying down. You don't do that after you're hit. He could not sit up. The other thing is they put him face down. If you don't believe me, listen to the 911 call when Jennifer McCabe says that Karen and Carrie rolled him over to give him CPR. Why would they put him face down? Think about it just a second. It's snow. It's snowing. And then you lay face down. happens that quick. And they almost got caught in the act because he was still alive when they got to him. Unfortunately, I think he was gone. Pardon me. I think that he was gone. That's right, Karen. They are monsters, Joanne. They are monsters, and they make me sick. I got to tell you, I love your little profile picture there. Isn't that cute? Everybody take a look at that. Someone saw that. Now, I don't know if they were out walking, but I'm also going to tell you another thing. The keys to some vehicles exchanged hands, in my honest opinion. The fact that Chris Albert walked home from the waterfall, why? Was he wanting to be available to move a Jeep or a Ford Edge? This stuff, the feds have it. They're just waiting. Every one of these McAlbert's people, every one of these have their own personal shovels because they are all allegedly, that's correct, they are all allegedly having shovels because they are digging their own little spots to be. You know what I'm talking about. There's my mystery singer again. They parked the car in the yard to cover the horror, so I think we need to have a sidebar. I was in shock and horror. Auntie BB has a very good comment, and I'm going to put that up because I was just getting to that. If you have any doubts, I'm going to ask then if you think KR did this with a vehicle. Where is all the stuff, the red stuff, on the lawn because he lost 3 liters? Absolutely correct. Where is it? It's in the basement, in my honest opinion. Pardon me. I had a tickle. You know what they say when your nose itches? It's in the basement. But they don't have, it's not there anymore. Some of it's still in. I'm going to tell you, that's why I would love to just be there. Because there's residual energy. And if they're not hearing anything, God bless them. I hope they don't. But I'm going to tell you what, I would probably be hearing that ruckus all the time that happened there. I shared with someone, sorry, I had a little tickle because there was a hair here. I'm not picking. I told someone the other night, in my mind's eye, in my perception, I saw when John walked to the door, he turned around, he saw Karen still sitting there. He turned around, he went in. Hickey Baby and Uncle Brian are standing in the family room, pretending that they are looking at photographs, and just hold on, freeze right there. That video that Microdots did when you walk into the family room and you see the photographs and they're moving. Oh, so I believe that they just, you know how they did at the waterfall? They kind of grabbed him. I think they grabbed him and they were going down the stairs. And when he figured it out, he turned around to leave. Couldn't leave. Brian in front, Higgy in the back. Do I really believe that Higgy baby went to the Canton PD? Yes, but I believe that he tried to accomplish some other things before he went there. Amy has a good question. Is John between worlds right now? No. John is in paradise, and he's waiting for the next step, which is the great white throne of judgment. He's not lingering. His energy is lingering, but his soul is not. There's a difference, and I want to clear that up. There's a difference between the soul and the spirit. The spirit is the intellect of the soul. So the spirit is what the soul thinks with. It's just like the mind. The spirit is the intellect of the soul. So when someone passes away, as it tells us in the word, the silver cord breaks and you go immediately to the Creator. You don't go to the hot place because there is no hot place right now. We're waiting. The devil is up there waiting to be kicked out by Michael. They will have a big, huge fight. It tells us that in the book of Revelation. They will have a big fight and he will be kicked to earth. And it says, woe to the inhabitants of earth. He is not, the devil is not here. However, his spirit is, and his minions are. That's why they say in the end, we will all gather around the pit, the fiery pit where he will be sent to, and those who choose to follow him will also be going there. And we will all look at him and go, he's the one who caused so much trouble. He's a wuss. Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't say wuss in the word, but that describes how that's going to be. So John, getting back to you, John's spirit is not, it's not caught, it's not lost. His soul, but his energy is here. And I do believe it's because there are some things that are unresolved. I will go to my end and say that John would never have wanted Karen to go through what she's going through now. And her family, never. He would have never wanted his mother to turn on her. Thank God that she was empathic, because remember how she described the day that John was pronounced dead and she wanted to go over, and how she was so upsetting that day, and how when she left, she looked at her father. God bless Mr. Reed. He's just top shelf. Remember how she went to her father on the way home, and maybe she called her friend and said, I'm about to be arrested. I better lawyer up. And then Lolly tried to use that against her. Do you remember that? Do you remember what he extracted from Karen's phone? And Karen was talking to David Yannetti, and they grabbed that confidential, discussions between Karen and David Yannetti. So they knew she was lawyering up right there. And they can say, oh, we didn't see that. Bull, that stinks. Bull, you didn't. And Lolly tried to use it against her and said, well, she's guilty because she hired an attorney. No, you clown. She hired an attorney because that is her constitutional right to defend herself, you dope. My goodness. Now you know why I did not end up going to law school, because I would have been disbarred the first 15 minutes. I couldn't have held my tongue. Pardon me. Here we go. Yes, Amy said this. Yes. Auntie Bibi, I think Officer John O'Keefe was sending signals during the trial. I do too. Every time important certain details were discussed, here comes the sirens. I just got a big kick out of that. I thought that was wonderful. I did. I thought it was great. But there's some things here that we have the answers to. They just haven't come out yet. And that's the way I want you to look at it. Now, October. We're going to get back to October. You're going to see, Dana, hold on. Hold on. Dana just sent a super sticker for $10. Woo! Thank you, Dana. You are adorable and top shelf. Thank you so much. All right, hold on. You see, I just blipped out because that was Shaggy Noodle. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Here's Shaggy. Thank you. October. October is going to be a month. Now get ready. October will be this month where after about the 15th of October, you're going to see, and it's because of Capricorn, because Capricorns are kind of this, there's a little of anxiety there. And when they get fixated on something, they won't let go until they just won't. And they got a lot more chutzpah than I do. I'm like, oh, well, whatever. Not a Capricorn. So Capricorn is hanging on to the planet of Pluto, who is now retrograde. And remember, for those of you who just came in, we are in this time of Pluto going retrograde in Capricorn, and it was the same as when the Declaration of Independence was signed. Now, what was going on during that time? That wasn't easy for them. And I want you to know that it's not easy for them. And it's not going to be easy for some of our people who are our true leaders right now. So I want you to hang tough. But because of this aspect, you're going to see a lot of these cases start purging. That's the only way that I can say it. Purging truth, purging coming out. The anxiety of these cases is just too much. Nobody wants it. They're going to purge it. Boom. Truth is going to be coming out. And it's going to start really after the 15th. And that's why I'm saying it's not only with these criminal cases, we're about to have an October surprise. And you know what the October surprise is? It's that little tidbit of information that ain't so good right before you choose someone in November. And I'm not going to say it, and please don't say it in the chat. So, pardon me. So, oh my goodness. And the Roxy D. Bell comes across. My goodness, you darlings make me just want to cry. Thank you. That is so, all of you, each one are so generous. Thank you. Thank you. I sure do appreciate it. Yes, I agree, Lily. Thank you. Amy says, yes, a major October surprise. There's going to be a lot of them. Hold on to your little hats, my darling. Now, it's going to go on until I think when we get close to Thanksgiving. And then you may start seeing some of our favorite bad actors come out with bracelets. But you're going to start seeing some things mounting up. And I'm going to tell you something about the feds. And if you're watching out there, feds, we know we love you. This is what they love. They love the buildup. More people have heart attacks during this time when they're involved than any other time, because it's this anxiety and anticipation of, oh my God, what is going to happen to me? That is what's going to happen to some of these people. And if you have not seen, that's right, Wild Man Mama, hold on to your candy dishes, hold on to your taters, ladies and gentlemen, because this is going to be a ride. So there's a lot of things that are happening. And I just want you to sit back. If you have to take notes, if you have to do whatever, do whatever. And my goodness, Karen became a new YouTube member. Welcome to the family. Bravo, my darlings. You guys are so wonderful. Welcome, welcome. Now listen, I did try to have a members only live. And for some reason, and Shaggy agrees, for some reason, this did not work out very well. And unfortunately, YouTube didn't send out notifications. So y'all didn't know. So I'm so sorry about that, but I'm figuring out what I can do for you special since you are members. And thank you so much. And here we go. Oh no, don't point anything toward the camera. I'll get in trouble. All right. So, but be prepared, because we're going to start seeing some things happening to our favorite bad actors. And it can be anybody else in the Karen Reed case. I do know now, remember, November is going to be where they're going to hear the motion for appeal in front of the Supreme Court. What Supremes? Ooh, baby, baby love, my baby love, my baby love, ooh, my baby love. Okay, sorry. Oh, I'm going to get hit for that one. I know it. Oh, well, it was worth it. So they're going in front of the Supreme Courts. We're going to be hearing from, remember, after 15th of October on. So just remember, buckle up, my darlings. It's all go. Shaggy, look at him. He's standing here going, Mommy, I'm just so innocent. Mommy, I wasn't chewing the cord on your ring light earlier. That wasn't me. That must have been a ghost. Let me put him down. Okay. Karen, hold on. Here's some Shaggy butt for you. Yes, that's right. Jennifer McCabe as Nurse Kim. So I wish I could say that. That is the most hilarious thing that I've heard when she says that. I love them all. Listen, I can't spend the time to get into all of these places that I'd want to be, but I try and I do my best. So now, my darlings, Lily says, let's hope the Supremes don't have a connection to meatball or meatloaf. All right, so there we are. So, my darlings, I think we've come to the end. This is the end, my friends, so keep on dancing. And you know, my darlings, come on over and do me a favor before we do anything else. Subscribe, click the notification bell, because I do not want you missing. Oh, hello, upside down. That's nice. I do not want you missing this giveaway. It is so important. And you know what I'm going to do? Kipper. Let's pull out a Kipper card. That sounds like fun. And before we go, I'm just going to put that on there. Come on over. Visit me on Patreon. I'm going to send some good stuff out there. And if you want to get a reading with me, please follow the address on your screen that is scrolling. All right, this is the Kipper. I'm going to pull. Here we go. I'm going to pull this card. You're going to see it before I do. And this is for Jennifer McCabe. Hold on. The main female. Oh yeah, she is the main female. That is absolutely for sure. She's on the chopping block. You know why? Because she made such a huge bloody spectacle of herself. She drew attention to all this and then sat there and said, oh, I don't know. She remembers when Karen Reed said, I hit him, which she did not say. She said, did I hit him? Did I hit him? Did I hit him? But she can't remember that she deleted all these calls. She can't remember if she'd had Haslong, blah, blah, blah. All right, my darlings. I don't know how to send you over to Turtle. He is starting right now. I don't know how to do that. Give me a second. I'll see what I can do. Let me see if there is any way I can do this. Hold on. Let me see. I don't think so. I'm going to have to learn how to do that. Melanie does that. Wait a minute. Calla Lily became a YouTube member. Okay, remember, you know Katharine Hepburn. It's my favorite thing in the whole world is when she said, oh, the calla lilies are in bloom again. That's my favorite calla lily. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate you so much. And now we're going to end it up. Lynn says, 100% agree. Always feel it in my heart that there is a witness. Amen. Hallelujah. Yes, thank you. And I heard same. He was face down, never mentioned in court about Karen and her attorneys. No, they certainly did. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to new members, former members, and those of you who are in here and listening. So I think you all know. Thank you very much, Calla Lily. I appreciate you joining the channel. You know where to find Turtleboy. And do me a favor, tell him that Zelda sent you. Would you do that? I love Turtle. And I just want you to know that I appreciate you. Keep looking, keep watchman, and be careful. Be careful. Be watchman, okay? Be watchman. And don't worry about anything because it's all going to be okay. So, with that being said, I want you to have a very peaceful and beautiful week. We will be here, and you know I'll be here with you next Saturday night, and I'm going to start telling scary Halloween stories. As if these stories with Karen Reed and all these people are not scary enough, we're going to start telling those too. Thank you, everyone. I love each and every one of you. Have a beautiful week. Be kind to each other. Be great. Be watchmen. And I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.